two common themes that we kind of talk about here. The first one is what I call stories are human. Humans create culture, and culture drives progress. Each one of those is important. As a whole, culture driving progress. Humans, we all love to think that we are these logical, rational decision makers, but the reality is we're emotional. If information was all we needed, every single one of us would be healthy and wealthy. So because that's not true, there's something missing. There's a gap there. And that gap is often emotion. It's like what leads humans to action? Oh, stories are human. Humans create culture. Culture drives progress. And so the culture of Puerto Rico is just in the very early innings of becoming known to the rest of the world. The brand value of Puerto Rico, I've only been here 4.5 years, and it has just absolutely skyrocketed in terms of who's heard of it in the States, their perception of it. If I would have asked their perception 4 years ago, it would have been significantly lesser than what it is today. Like, it is coming around to a brand that is respected. And this has happened in half a decade. To your earlier quote of we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. Extrapolate out what we can accomplish in Puerto Rico if we continue to invest in the brand of Puerto Rico on the global stage. 10 years from now, it's going to look pretty different and quite exciting. And the second common facet is building trust. We're up here talking about insurance, insurtech, fintech, blockchain, crypto, across all of that. The common theme is just building trust. And it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. We'll throw out all of these terms, but the reality is at the core, all we're trying to do is shake hands. Whether it's an individual to an individual, a business to a business, we're just trying to shake hands and say, hey, I need this. Sweet, you can provide it. These are the terms. And that's it. That's trust. And if we just zoom out a little bit, you come to realize that the majority of the trust structures of the world today were built in an analog native generation or generations. I don't know how many of you remember maybe reading The Jungle by Upton Sinclair in middle school, but this was a book that was written in the early 1900s, and it was about the quality and food safety standards that were in butcher houses, I don't think that's the right word, but slaughterhouses in the Midwest. And it brought to light, it created this transparency around, well, the food safety inside of these slaughterhouses is atrocious. And out of that was born the FDA. And that was less than, 150 years ago. Like if we all called, if you have a grandmother and you call her and you talk to her tonight, she will have known someone that was born before the FDA was created. So it really hasn't been that long. And the internet kind of just, we're less than 3 decades into the internet being a global thing. And so blockchain and crypto and fintech and insurance, all of this, it's nothing more complicated than shifting analog native trust structures into a digitally native environment to where, hey, let's trust technology to help humans get out of their own way for a second. Because historically, when you give humans a lot of power and a lot of control and a lot of money, and then you wrap that behind closed doors where you can't see what's going on, humans in that room just tend to do kind of somewhat nefarious things. And all of the technologies that we're talking about, all they do is serve to open that door a little bit so that people can look in and say, yeah, that sounds right, or you shouldn't be doing that. That way we can all shake hands in a more global and trusted fashion.